Hello guys and welcome back to the Infernal Device. LegendBlade here, and before I click this beautifully developed continue chapter 1, I think I owe you all an apology. After all, I haven't been uploading for the past 2 or 3 or so weeks. It's got to do with I'm trying to make my audio quality better, that's the word. So I've been going to stores like The Source and Best Buy, even Amazon and BestBuy.com to see what their prices are. So I think I'll go back to uploading those recordings I already have, but don't expect to see much Minecraft or Wizard 101 in the near week or two. I'll still be uploading the Infernal Device, giving you guys updates, maybe even finishing Stick Wars, but I've wasted a minute of your time already, so that's right. So we had the book of matches, the pocket apothecary, the very interesting note file, and the body with a greenish tint. I need to find out what combination of materials kills Dr. Dunbar, but I'll have to be careful. I'll stick to the scientific method on this one by testing 2 jars at the same time and note the results. Okay, it looks like I click on these, so that. Interesting. A secondary compound. Perhaps 2 of these will also combine together. Liquid blue reminds me of the ocean, complete with a salty tang. How is that such a small container can convey such an immensity? Wow, my guy is deep. Let's see. Okay, that looks better. Let's try red and pink. Interesting. Another secondary compound. A few drops of each, and the test tube nearly fills. This mix foamed up, chocolate brown in color, and then hardened. I believe I detect a subtle floral smell. Flower? No. Nothing. Surely Dunbar would have kept notes somewhere to indicate that he was working on. Oh my god, no. Still, a thorough and rigorous investigation of all combinations should eventually give me a result. No. Was he making a... Oh dear. Black and yellow. Particular combinations seem to have produced nothing of worth. Okay. Nope. 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 Oh. Interesting. Okay. 2 things mixing to form a dense granule compound. Wonders never cease. This looks like a very fine sand or salt with grains of varying shades. Nothing. Okay, so that was these 2. Try these 2. As light as air, yet this compound became thick, dark, and unmoving in the test tube. Smells is akin to burnt hair. How does my guy know what that smells like? Nothing. Nothing. I'm just gonna try and get rid of the pink. Nothing. Pretty sure we already did that. Yep. Okay. White and yellow. This mixture resulted in a beautiful substance, white and cloudy. The smell does not match the look, however. Okay. Nothing. Nothing. Pretty sure that's what we started with. Now let's eliminate yellow. Nothing. Something. Luminous, like liquid jade, yet transparent and with some form of glow. This substance would be one to convert, if not for the rotten stench. Okay, black. This one is a liquid that appears dark brown and viscous. Almost no odor, but there is a hint of something metallic to it. Interesting. So that's one of the used to it there. But a lovely golden hue this mixture has to it. It almost moves like a liquid metal as well, having what seems to be a higher than normal amount of surface tension. Okay. Let's try these two. Nothing. No, let's just do what I did last time. Nothing. Nothing. I'll try these two first. Okay. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, not with that one. We already tried that, didn't we? Nothing. Nothing. I am very scientific. I click things. Nope. I doubt it'll be with the red. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. We did something. If we click that back. We'll check that out in a second. Red and brown. Okay, recentered. Nothing. Nothing. Nope. Wait a second. Cloud plus water is poison. Ocean. That's a cloud, but it won't be the water droplet. Because air. Then we'll use gold. Over there. Light and cloudy. That's the one that we want to look at. It's got to be with this. There we go. Oh, this must be it. Brown, thick, and what a stench! Like garlic or mustard and sulfurous as well. My eyes and would burn from it. The white cloudy substance and the yellow liquid resulting in something deadly, just like the equation from the book. I'm quite confident this concoction is what Dr. Dunbar was working on, and quite clearly what also killed him. I must get this information to Crabtree immediately. Not yet. Okay, so I'm going to pause the first segment here. To see you all in a second.
Well, I must say I'm very impressed. If you keep this up, you'll be taking Higgins' job. Not that that's saying much.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, Dr. Dunbar died of mustard gas, which is interesting. You see, I've been digging up everything I could find about our victim. You'll never believe what Dr. Dunbar was experimenting with. You did guess, mustard gas. Anyway, he
I
was
had a
studying its effects on the
feeling.
human body. Now, the inspector thinks this was likely an accident. I'm not so sure. He was, after all, a doctor and a scientist. Now, also found at the scene was this number, written on a book of matches inside the victim's pocket. 10 digits, 2 groupings of 3, and 1 grouping of 4, with these odd parentheses around the first group. I have no idea what it could mean. This photograph seems important. The X on Dunbar's face suggests that he was an intended target, but there's 4 other people with him. I'll see if I can find out who they are. But the strangest thing of all is this. It's a handwritten copy of the royal itinerary. I mean, even we coppers don't have her full itinerary. It's been kept top secret. How did this come to be at the scene of the crime? And moreover, what are these strange markings on it? Perhaps you can have a look at it and see if you can decipher some meaning. Let's meet again on Wednesday. Maybe by then we'll have some solid answers.
Mustard gas. Oh dear. Mustard gas. Nasty stuff. Now we know what killed Dr. Dunbar. But what possible reason could he have had to tinker with such a deadly substance? And how did he get his hands on the royal itinerary? And, as Crabtree noted, what could those symbols mean? A number of questions. Maybe there will be some answers in the evidence I recovered at the murder scene. Looks like I have some work ahead of me. Mustard gas was used in World War II, guys. And ever since Geneva, it's been banned. Oh dear. Crabtree's progress. Strange equation. We figured out what that does. Dunbar's progress report, the apothecary case. The royal itinerary is what I want to see. Montreal, Ottawa, Kingston, Toronto, Calgary, and back to Montreal. Yeah. Don't know why, but I want to say these dots are familiar to me. And this is before burial, so couldn't be Morse code now. The 5th and 16th of May, so it can't be. A detailed listing of every stop on the royal itinerary. This information is, I'm going to add a word here, highly classified. And those symbols, have I seen them somewhere before? I really have, though. It's going to bug me all day. Box of matches. This box of matches has some numbers scrawled on it. Odd pattern. What could they mean? Now I know some of you might be thinking, well, obviously they're a phone number. I'm not going to say no to that yet, but this is dawn of the 20th century. I'm not sure if they even had area codes like 778, 1-800, 416, or any of those. Someone obviously had an issue with the good Dr. Dunbar. Wonder who the rest of these people are, though. Family, maybe? Maybe a wedding? I mean, they're wearing white bow ties. And this woman on the left looks like she's in something fancy. Divide a talent. John Street. Oh, yay. Dr. Grace's report. I've always wanted to see these. Postman. Sorry, this is just me slightly fanboying. Dr. Grace seems to have seen nothing like this before. And she's not alone. I've never seen anything like this either, but I figured it out. So I don't need to see anything this low. This looks familiar. Interesting, however. A rather zealous person was handing these out near the scene of the crime. Defy the tyrant. Canada can only be free if we, true citizens, rise up against our oppressors. The arrival of Princess Louise on orders from King Edward VII is but the beginning of an increase in their despotic rule over the good people of Canada. Give me a second, guys. Despotic. Adjective of or typical of a deposit. Tyrannical. Makes perfect sense to me, guys. What ills the monarchy has wrought? Economic disaster? More than ever before, Canadians are losing their livelihoods to the increase in taxes. Our hard-earned money sent off to feed His Royal Highness. Moral decrepitude. The monarchy's liberal attitudes has rubbed off on the youth of Canada, inciting our children to shrug off hard work and discipline in favor of life and passivity. Violence on the rise. Whether conflict in Canada or abroad, the monarchy orders valiant Canadians to battle for causes not our own. Very interesting. I'm definitely taking a peek at this. A weathered notebook found at the murder scene. It contained a copious amount of papers, sketches, and diagrams. Whoever lost this is likely not very happy about it. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Gonna take a quick guess here. That's a circle. Triton. Moon. Guessing this was when they were testing the mustard gas on something. Hello. Timer. Probably pressure control. Don't know what that would be. Can we zoom in? No, we can't, unfortunately. Wait. No, we can't, okay. Some intense mathematical problem. Seven daughters of Pleione. Seven sisters of Atlas and Pleione. Half-sisters of someone, mother of something. Perhaps half-sisters of Aphrodite. Either night alone or Atlas in the evening. Okay, this makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Museum, mermaid. Apparently not counted in this were only three, and dwelled in the orchid of Hera's. Hercules fetched golden apples in his 11th labor. None of that means anything to me. The only thing I got from that painful reading was that the seven daughters of Pleione are actually constellations, but only 6 are visible for some reason or another. Back to the beginning. Dunbar's progress report will be interesting. But as I click on this, I will cut this segment. So see you all in a second. April 4th, 1902. My birthday had I been alive in 1902. This was found in an envelope tucked in the notebook at the scene of Dunbar's death. From the look of it, ominous plans are in the work. Our colleague's progress with the chemical agent is outstanding, as you know. We have improved the method described by Dr. Victor Meyer some 15 years ago, so that guy probably isn't an accomplice. This new technique involves 2 chlorophenol with aqueous potassium sulfide, then treating the results, I'm not even going to try pronouncing that word, with phosphorus trichloridine, the resulting gas, a sulfur mustard, has an extremely powerful vescant effects of living tissue, dear. I'm not sure I want to keep reading this. My stomach's already getting sick. Oh, see you all in a second. So guys, I read this letter and I found some interesting lines. Regarding our brilliant colleague, however, I must note that the frivolous nature of her recombination instructions is quite off-putting. I am not a humorless man, but really, this is too much. I would appreciate it if you would talk to her and put a stop to this sort of nonsense. So, I am very interested in that. And this. I would not advise inhaling anywhere near an open vial, even without it being aerosolized. I'm guessing that's how he ended up dying, if it was an accident and he wasn't double-crossed. Well, that's about all I found interesting on this, but still, I'm glad I read it. Also, I should mention I was glad I read it for that information, not so much the very descriptive thing. It's nice to see that Detective Crabtree credited me in his report. I hope I can continue to be of service. Department of Police, Toronto. Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Station House number 2 Wilton Street, Toronto, Ontario. Dear Detective Murdoch, where to begin? I was preparing for the arrival of Louise when who should turn up with a strange request? Our old pal, Terence Myers. Not only did he interrupt a meeting with one of our trusted investigators, he ordered us, on grounds of national security no less, to follow Dr. Charles Dunbar. This Dunbar is previously unknown to myself, but seemingly known to Mr. Myers. He has a conversation Dunbar was supposed to have with an unknown person. I say was, as Dr. Dunbar is now dead, killed in a horrific manner by a particularly deadly form of mustard gas, as discovered by our investigators. Nice work there. It seems Dunbar was experimenting with mustard gas and its effects. We found some interesting things at the crime scene, a photo of 5 people, including Dunbar, who was marked with a red X. There was also a notebook filled with sketches and science equations and math. I confess, it was a bit beyond me. Most disturbingly, however, Dunbar had a copy of the Royal Itinerary on him, and you told me that that was still secret. As well, there were some strange hand-drawn markings beside the stop names. Our investigators are looking into this, but it can't all be coincidence. I have no idea how Myers is involved with this affair, but I know what you've told me about him in the past. If Myers has an obvious motive, there's a second one hidden somewhere, and likely a third lurking behind that as well. This is certainly not the end of things. I'll keep you informed as anything new arises. I hope plans for the princess are going well in Ottawa. Yours faithfully, George Crabtree. Do not fold or roll this report. Suppose I can keep looking at that. We figured out what this equation was. Cryptic, yet the only equation I seem to have found in the notebook. Luckily that led us to the unfortunate find. Now I get it, there was a yellow tint to that, signifying the gold. Yeah. Crime scene photo. Poor Dunbar, a horrific way to die. His skin green and blistered. Whatever caused this was concocted for a sinister purpose. Yep. Our very beautiful apothecary case. Dunbar seems to have all manner of strange reagents bottled up here. For what nefarious purpose? I think we've seen the important things. So, John Street Roundhouse, location of Dunbar's meeting. I need to find a spot where I can remain hidden. Info on Dunbar would be an interesting thing to look at. This should tell me who I'm supposed to be following. Myers needs to know who Dunbar is in this meeting. Seeing as how this isn't as important anymore, I'll just skip through it, go back and pause at anything interesting. I found this interesting. He suffers from keratoconus of the left eye, and so sometimes wears a monocle. There is nothing more you need to know about him. Sincerely yours, Myers. Something tells me that's not all I need to know about him. So, see you all in a second. The last piece of evidence we haven't seen, the security brief. I'm not sure if I'll need this official letter I received, but I'll bring it along just in case. Trust investigators, your work in determining what killed Dr. Charles Dunbar was invaluable to Dr. Grace. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. There's a copy of her final autopsy report for you at Station House number 4. I'll be doing preliminary walkthrough of the Gooderham and Worts distillery later. Today, in preparation for the arrival of Princess Louise on May 16th, I've scheduled you to be on the duty roster for that day as requested. Did anything come of those strange symbols on the royal itinerary, or the series of group numbers? If so, you can fill me in when you arrive at Station House number 4 on Wednesday. See you then, George Crabtree. Well, we finally finished looking at all of this evidence. And I'll begin Chapter 2 next episode, guys. So, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more content in the near future, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.